amigos, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Emma Bennet and I am the author of 7 contemporary romance novels and 1 children's picture book. It is Saturday the 1st of October today, which means that it is officially the beginning of Preptober. Now, if you are someone who has never heard of Preptober before, it stands for Preparing October, and it is the month that authors take to prepare for NaNoWriMo. Now, NaNoWriMo is National Novel Writing Month and it takes place in November every year. I am going to be attempting NaNoWriMo for the first time this year. Basically, you can set different goals, but the idea is that you write 50,000 words, like a whole good draft of a novel, in the space of 30 days. Now, I have never attempted anything like this before. I've always had the luxury of being able to take my time with my writing and take as long as I want, really, with a draft. I've never had deadlines for drafts. So this is going to be a very steep learning curve for me, and I think I am going to need all the time that I can get this month in Preptober to be able to get ready. Now, I have been thinking about what I am going to write for NaNoWriMo. Especially last weekend I was on a train ride and I did have a little bit of a think then, because I've got a few ideas that I was trying to decide between. It's not very stylish or professional, I'm afraid, but this is my ideas file. So basically, if I have an idea for a story that kind of comes to me, I jot it down on a piece of paper and I pop it in this file. And then if I kind of get more ideas coming to me about that particular story or the particular character that I've come up with, then I will add it into that. And then if it looks like there's a whole book potentially in there, then it will probably be taken out of the file and I will begin working on it. So when I was away in July at the Romantic Novelists Association, it was just a really inspiring weekend. And I think I came up with 3 or 4 different ideas. But I also have another idea that I had probably a couple of weeks before that, based on the story that a friend of mine told me about how she and her husband got together. So I've got those to choose from. So the one that I've got here, which I have been debating, is more of like a romantic comedy than I usually write. There is comedy in my books, but they are typical romance length usually, so between kind of 50 and 60,000 words, I guess. I think this one might be longer. Basically, it was going to be called something like the No Tech Experiment or the No Tech Pact, and it was going to be about 2 people. I was thinking it was going to be like a hate to love story, and they were going to probably work together and had a lot to do with technology and things, but then there was some kind of bet where they couldn't use technology and things. But as I'm talking about it, it sounds lame, it sounds rubbish, it really does. So I'm thinking no. I'm sorry if you can hear my dogs, by the way, in the background. It is like, yeah, it's nearly 4 o'clock and they haven't had a walk yet, so they're getting a little bit desperate. And every time I move too much, they're like, oh my goodness, she's going to get up and take me for a walk. And so you'll be able to hear them kind of like their little feet padding around on the wooden floors. So apologies for that, and I will take them out as soon as I've finished. And there's another one here that I had, and it was a surgeon, rich surgeon, and maybe like a housekeeper who's an artist. I don't know, that sounded quite fun. No, I don't know. And then there was another one, but I think, so there was another one that I had that was based on the idea of like a group of novelists coming together for a conference at the same time as a group of football players, because if you saw my vlog about the Romantic Novelists Association conference, you will know that there were a load of football players staying at the same university as the romantic novelist, and we had absolutely hilarious breakfast where all of these footballers were joined at a table with us romantic novelists, and we were all like having a chat. It was really sweet. But I think that approximately like 20 romantic novelists are going to be attempting to write some sort of story like that in the next few months. So maybe I'll just leave everybody else to it. So I think it probably is this story about, it's a woman returning to the village that she grew up in. I'm thinking that maybe her mother has passed away and she's had to come back to help sort out her mother's house. And then there's like a local guy who falls in love with her and has to kind of convince her to stay. I think that could be quite fun. And I think I want to set it in Wales because I live in Wales and it's incredibly beautiful, and we have a lot of really lovely villages, and just the lovely atmosphere in the villages and the way that everybody kind of comes together and helps each other. I think that that could be a really, really nice backdrop to that. So I think I'm 95% sure that that's what I'm going to go for. But what I will do after I've taken the dogs for a walk is have kind of a final look through it and make a few more notes to be absolutely sure. But then I have one more decision, which is it's kind of even more important than what I'm going to be writing, because it's what I'm going to be writing in. So I think what I'm going to do for Preptober is I am not going to use my laptop for the planning at all. I want to do it all in a notebook. I just find that I'm more creative, I think, if I'm writing in a notebook, and I'll probably use a fair amount of post-its so that I can have like a post-it for each individual scene, and I can rearrange them if I need to. And I just think that's the way that I want to work. I like my notebooks to be A4, so I have 3 to choose from. So we have the bright red, which I think is my favourite. It's quite nice. Oh, and it has one of these envelope bits at the back, which I really like because you can kind of slip loose pieces of paper in that. That's good. I've also got another one that isn't hardback either. I've used one like this before because it was a pack of 3, but the problem that I had with this, and it's kind of gross, is because I tend to carry my notebook around with me, and because I spend a lot of time in my kitchen and I do a lot of cooking, they get gross. They get a lot of olive oil on them and goodness only knows what else. And yeah, it can get kind of gross. And then the final one is like the really posh one. This is still all done up. And this is, no, it's not quite hardback. I don't know what you call this. What do you call this when it's like a hard softback? I don't know. I don't know. This is very, very posh. It's made in Italy. Oh. Oh, it's got like a world map, and it's got a monthly planner and things and yearly goals. Maybe I should use this because I've been looking for a planner. So maybe I should actually make this my planner for at least the next few months. Maybe I should do that. So yeah, I think probably red for the actual notebook. But yeah, I'm thinking that this could be my new planner. How did I not know that this had all these extra things in it? It's got an index, contacts, IDs and passwords. That doesn't seem like a very sensible idea to write down all your IDs and passwords in a notebook, but it is a pretty notebook. I think that is what I am going to do. Yeah. So I would absolutely love to know which of you guys are going to be attempting NaNoWriMo this year, what you're going to be working on, and especially if it's going to be your first year doing it, especially if you are going to be following your progress. If you have a YouTube channel, I would really love to follow along, and hopefully I can get some encouragement from you because, yeah, like I say, I'm really nervous. I've never done anything like this before. And obviously, like, I don't want to disappoint you guys, you know, and wouldn't it be terrible if I only end up writing like 5,000 words and I'm like, sorry guys, like, that's it for the month. That'd be rubbish. So yeah, make sure that you drop any links to your channels if you're going to be following your progress during NaNoWriMo, or if you're not a YouTuber and you're just doing it anyway, pop down what you're going to be working on, because it'll be really fun to work on those things together. Well, thank you so much for joining me in this video. I'm going to be doing plenty more videos for October and November, all about getting ready for NaNoWriMo and then doing NaNoWriMo with hopefully lots of tips as to what I'm doing that works and suggestions of things that you should probably not do because they don't work. Make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already, like, comment and boop that notification bell so that YouTube lets you know when I have a new video available. And I will catch you in the next video where I will hopefully have a bit of an update on my progress for Preptober.